There it is. How weird is that? Hello, folks.
Is that working?
Yeah. Well, can someone just say we're on, because some very strange reason we were on mute.
We've got green now.
You hear us now? Right. Okay. Thanks, Emma. Right.
Unplug the camera.
Yeah, but I've never had it on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Did you all get that?
We're not repeating it.
Sorry for everyone that sort of said hello, and I was obviously talking to you.
We were talking about loads of secret projects.
Yeah, I mean, everything that's coming out tomorrow. Right, anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to do a featherblade steak, braised featherblade steak, but it's like a quick stew, so I'm going to pan cook it. No, you're not having featherblade steaks, okay? I've got a little in here licking her lips. So these steaks came from Swaledale. We'll probably try and tag them in this, or we'll send them the video. So these are grass-fed, native breed, dry-aged featherblade steak. Now, I'm saying that each steak's about 220, 230 grams. So giving you close to 50 grams of protein per steak. So there's 2 portions in here for most people. Some people would eat both. And where I was getting to before I realised we were talking to ourselves was price. For these 2, it's £10, making it sort of just over £20 a kilo. Now, for grass-fed steak, you wouldn't even get that in the supermarket, I don't think, because a good quality steak, even sort of like your ribeyes, £18 a kilo, standard, not grass-fed. Rump steak, even Aldi and Lidl's, they're close to £20 a kilo. So, yeah, actually, when you look at the price of these, if you're going to buy a steak and you want grass-fed, these are particularly good value. So I'm going to start by searing these, and we're going to sort of build a sort of like a quick stew in here. Hello, Coco. No, you don't get steak for dinner, all right? You just had chicken fat. So I am going to use a bit of chicken fat. So I've just cleaned this up, and then we knocked it over, so we haven't got much left. So I've just cleaned it up, got all the chicken bits out, but I am going to sear the steaks in here first, and then we're going to add some veggies. And then while it's cooking, I'm going to attempt to make some Panda dumplings.
Is anyone surprised?
Is anyone surprised? Well, actually, I was looking at some recipes, and suet is really hard to get hold of. I mean, I've sort of asked a couple of butchers now for fresh suet, and they're just straightforward no. So I did a bit of research, and actually, there's plenty of people that make dumplings suet-free. So I'm using one of those recipes, so a little bit. Obviously, they don't have our Panda flour. I just washed the pan. That's why it's bubbling away underneath. Right. What are you saying no to, Karen?
Probably being surprised.
All right. So I actually took these out of the freezer a couple of days ago, and that one's still semi-frozen. It's not an issue. We're just going to season it, and then we're going to sear it, and then we're going to do the veggies. Just basically save all the moisture. I'm looking around, but yeah, the right lid is down. Here's the other one. Okay, so pan's nice and hot. You can probably, yeah, you can just about see it smoking. Give me snazzy new songs. Right, so I appreciate this bit of crackling going on. Let's just get them flipped over. Beautiful chunks of meat. I don't think I've ever had featherblade before. So if you go on their website, it actually gives you a good description as to where what the cut of the meat is, and some cooking instructions. So we'll tag them in this, just so if you want to go and have a look. Beautiful. There you go. Hello, John. All right. I've turned it down to 3. I'm just going to let that carry on. Actually, I'm going to let it calm down a little bit. I don't want it too high. I want to retain all of the moisture that's in there. I can add more liquid if if I need to, but I'm trying to just make it from the juices that are in the meat already. We may chuck some butter at it as well in a few minutes. So I'm basing this on 2 portions. So 2 steaks, 220, 230 grams each. We've got 1 average size shallot. It's about 50 grams. Got a smallish carrot. It was 63 grams. I've taken the ends off. Let's call it 61. And I've got some swede to go with it. I appreciate this isn't a very summery dish, but
I'm not feeling particularly summery with the grey cloud.
no, it's just, you know, we always forget to do these sorts of things in the winter, so I might as well do it now while I've got the time and remember it.
So would you call this braised steak stew? Or
No, because it's just a braised steak. I mean,
Or just
you know,
braised steak.
it's you could call it a quick stew if you want. I mean, honestly. So I'm cutting the veggies quite fine, purely because I want them to cook quite quickly. So we're going to dice them quite small. This was 120, something like that. About 120 grams of swede. Yes, yeah, 2 pieces, 60 each, 120 grams of swede. So we got about 250 grams of. I need to just crack on, Karen. Oh, hang on, sorry, John. Oh no, here's Karen. And I'm still learning with that knife to not remove a finger. Yeah, it's all about balance. And if I want to be quick, I've been so used to using these.
it's a different centre of gravity. That
Yeah,
knife.
it's got a different weight to it. So I wouldn't dare look up while I'm using that knife at the moment.
Pick one thing to use it on each live.
Right, okay. Right, so I've got about 220, 230 grams of mixed veggies there. They're going to go in. Let's get the temperature up again. I didn't get the ninja knives, no, John. I'll show you in a second. There's a fair amount of chicken fat still in there, so should be okay. It's the featherblade steak, Dan. Yeah, featherblade. Also to this, I've got some fresh thyme. I'm going to use 2 different herbs today. Thyme is one of my favourites, especially obviously with beef. So, a few sprigs of fresh thyme. I'm going to cover that over. I'm going to leave it for sort of like 10 minutes and just see how much liquid is in there, whether I need to change it or not, whether I need to add any more to it. Obviously, the veggies are going to release a lot of water. The steak's got a lot of water in it, so we'll see what happens. Right, that's the live over. I'm going to do dumplings. I'm going to make a cup of tea first. Is time of the essence. Always time is of the essence, John. Always. Yeah. I fancy an Earl Grey now.
I'll stop recording.
You up?
I won't bore Michael with your tea.
Oh, right. Okay. Tea break. Okay. So, dumplings. Now, bear in mind, I've never made them. Apart from, what was the recipe that we
there's a cobbler.
That's right. No, but I've never made the cobbler. We have got a suet.
Oh yeah, there's a
dumpling pastry, isn't it? But that's using gluten.
Yes, we've made it gluten free and suet free now. We use dripping instead of suet.
Yeah.
And you've figured out a combination.
I can't remember. So this is the first time for Panda.
But yes, you have a suet recipe.
Dumplings, okay. And I'm going to use the recipes that I was looking at earlier. Everyone was saying because you can't get hold of sort of fresh suet, they're just using most of them using butter. Well, I'm going to use that one, the West Country salted butter from Lidl's. I know Aldi sell it, obviously their version, and you pretty much get the same type of butter. Anyway, what are you doing to that bed? All right. Oh, nice. So the veggies are getting a nice colour on the bottom. Give them a bit of a stir. Right, I will be adding a little bit of water to this. Just get the steak flipped over. Not much. I've just added something like 50 mils. I'll turn it down so it can now just simmer away. We're back on 3. Right, okay. I got Panda out, didn't I?
I think a new tripod is an imminent investment.
Okay. So I'm going to make this as if I was going to make 200 grams of pastry. There's probably a little difference in the liquid here, so it probably won't quite make 200. So starting off with the same principle, 50 grams of Panda and 50 grams of butter. And then I know it will take at least 100 grams of water, but it may not need that much to form a dough for dumplings. So 50 grams of Panda. Now I'm going to use the rubbing method just because we've got a bit of time, rather than using a food processor. Right, 50 grams. It looks a lot. Obviously, don't forget that it's very light. This is very fibrous. Okay, 55. I'm not going to worry about the 5 grams. Right, we're going to cut it into smaller chunks. This has just come out of the fridge. I mean, whenever you're making sort of pastry, the old rules were that the fat had to be as cold as possible. Actually, with Panda, it doesn't seem to matter. We can melt it to a liquid, and it still absorbs. Right. So hang on. What have I missed?
Baking powder.
Baking powder. Before I start. Just 10 grams of baking powder. There we go. And salt. Oh no, we've got salted butter. I'm going to leave the salt out. Right. Now we'll start again. Right. So the butter is obviously quite firm. You just sort of rub it between your fingers to create breadcrumbs. Yes, you can use a food processor for this and just pulse it, just blitz it. Don't just leave it on. You want to sort of pulse. All right. I'm not going to ask the obvious question. Off out. You're going to do some gardening. Louis going to do some gardening. He's putting his helmet on just for safety. You're sorry? In case Coco, yeah. Well, in case of those weeds get you. What?
You know her window in the fence?
Yes.
So she put both paws up through the window.
Yeah.
And then she leaned back and launched herself through.
Oh,
to say hi.
amazing. Right.
That was so calculated.
Are you back for dinner or are you?
Yeah.
You won't be long. Okay.
You're going to Northampton?
Yeah, it's on.
What are you going there for?
PS5 for later.
Okay.
Bear in mind it's 5:20.
Yeah. He'll be there we'll be there in half an hour.
Right.
It's not going to get stuck in traffic like you did.
It wasn't my fault. It was they decided to do roundabout works again.
Oh, they're filling in the potholes.
I don't know. They were doing something,
Yeah, there's.
but it was standstill on both sides.
Okay.
Well, all 4 sides.
No. It's probably potholes again.
I will be eating.
You will be eating this. You won't be bloody eating this. I'll tell you that.
I offered to make him dinner when I was making my chicken. You want chicken or steak?
Yeah, you won't be bloody eating this. I'll tell you that.
There's
You can
chicken and mushroom pasties in the fridge.
You can have the veg. Right. Apologies for the family chat. Right, okay, so working it through, we've created breadcrumbs. I'm just going to sort out, make sure I've not left any or many large lumps of butter. Pretty good there, actually. Okay. Got some flat leaf parsley. Right. So you said about using the knife for one job.
But do that work?
Yeah, I'll do this better than the IKEA knife.
And the trick that Liam said.
So there you go, John. So there's the birthday knife. Yes, and it's a razor blade still. It's barely being used. Very Very, very sharp. Okay. You could use dried herbs if you want into the dumpling mix. Right, and then it's, I say, it will take about 100 mils of water to make a pastry. It's probably not going to be far off to do the dumplings, but I'm going to add it in smaller amounts. In fact, what have I got there? I've got 50 grams, 50 mils. So, you know what? Rather than weighing that, I'm going to add just a little bit at a time. So, 20, 25 mils. Sorry.
And the camera looks like cauliflower rice with herbs in it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Right, so that was 50 so far. You can feel it's coming together. You sort of see it's, yeah, not quite. Not quite. Let me get a bit more water. Right, so I've got another 50 here as well. You know what? I think we're about there. 60, 65 grams of water, something like that. Because obviously we're not trying to roll this out, we're actually going to create our dumplings with it, so it doesn't need more moisture, and it's going to sit in some moisture as well. So actually, with that, I'll be able to weigh it and I'll be able to tell you exactly how much water we've added. We're at 200 grams exactly. So actually, that is close to then. There was an extra 5 of butter. So actually, that's 95 gone in. Yeah. Oh, there's some herbs as well. Maybe that was 90 mils of water. Again, that's the sort of texture or sort of density you're looking for. So it'll break up a little bit, but it's still quite solid. Right. So let's break this into I think 6. Nice. Right. Okay. 4.
Every time I move it,
Oops.
it moves back.
So they're about 35 grams in weight each. I'm trying to just work out the carbs really quickly while the macros on this. 50 grams of 50 grams of flour basically, which is 4.5 carbs so it's 4.5 carbs for the whole lot. So each dumpling is under a gram of carbs. Try and make them as even as possible. That one's not. Will do. Is that an IKEA induction pan? No, it's it's Aldi. Aldi? It's Aldi or Lidl's? I've got a feeling it's Aldi. Yeah, it's Aldi. It's Aldi. It's Aldi. Yeah, Aldi. So it's they have them in every now and then. They do the bigger version as well. They do a tall version. It's like a proper stock pot. They're heavy and they are not insulated in the slightest. The handles are red hot. Hi, Sue. Right. Okay. So I'm going to tip this forward so I can show you. You can sort of see there. Oh, yeah. There's enough liquid, or just about enough liquid. I don't want to overdo the liquid. I'll have to add a little bit more so I can do these.
Always reduce it down.
I can always reduce it down.
So does it get to the point where you pull the beef apart?
It probably won't cook. In this, it won't cook enough to be able to pull it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'll be more tender, but it won't be pullable at that point.
It's
right.
like a steak with stewed vegetables.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're gonna sit these in the middle where the most of the moisture is. I'm gonna give it a bit more moisture.
Me and Darren were brainstorming ideas for the next stand.
Right.
So he first said the same thing we were joking about with the big suit.
Yeah.
And he said, no, just get a panda balloon, like a helium balloon. It floats above the stand.
Yeah, we can do that. Would they, Sue? I mean, why hadn't I thought about that? Panda dumplings. Yes, Sue. Panda dumplings. I'm just giving them a go. I'm just trying them. Do you know what? In this house, I never made dumplings pre-keto. It's not a thing that we would have ever really gone for. And even look, what's she on about? Even since we've sort of did them for whichever book it was, it was it WTF or FFS? Anyway, even since we did them for that book, we haven't made them since.
Suet pastry is in FFS.
Suet pastry, okay.
Dumplings is in OMG, but I don't think it's suet. I can't remember.
Right, okay. However, right, anyway. They're in. How long do dumplings normally take to cook? Sue? What?
I'm just looking at the wide variety of panda balloons.
Oh, panda
now.
balloons. Right, okay.
Oh my god, there's a panda inflatable fancy dress costume.
20 minutes. What can we talk about in 20 minutes? Or for the next 20 minutes? What can we do? What can we do? Is there anything else I can do while I'm waiting for this? They're small. Actually, they're very small, Sue. They're little ping pong ball size. But actually smaller. They'd fit inside the ping pong ball. Someone send me a ping pong ball and I'll cut it open. And we'll...
Golf ball?
No, golf ball's a little bit bigger.
There's a tray of chicken thighs I wanted to roast off.
Oh, 15, 10 to 15, 10 to 15. Okay, 10 to 15.
There's a bunch of stuff in the fridge. Oh, for God's sake.
I'm going to try this over the weekend. Just your normal waffle. All right, here you go. I'm going to try this over the weekend. This is a very small sample batch of something that Liam made a couple of days ago. He's given me brief instructions on how it's made. Obviously, it's Panda. You don't need to ask that. But it's Panda pasta. Made into tagliatelle. So I'm going to give it a go over the weekend. And then we might do a live on it to show how it's made. Pasta, yeah. So it actually looks like proper homemade egg pasta. I mean, it's made out of egg as well. And Panda flour. No, not had a chance to do the scones yet, so not had any more opportunity. So yeah, I've got I need to get the pasta machine. I think it's at Rushden. You're still not getting steak. She's sat here licking her lips. I've got chicken wings for you. I was going to cook them off though. I was going to make you a chicken soup. She ever so slightly closes her eyes, so like squints a little bit when she wants. Is that grill still clean? Don't know, so I've not used it. No. No, it's been used for chicken thighs. Hi, Gemma. Are you still away or is she back? You back? I don't remember. Oh, okay. So they've swelled up a little bit. They're sort of sitting in the middle of the pan. A little bit of water underneath them. They're definitely swelling a little. Oh. I don't want to take them out too early. I want to make sure that they are. I mean, not that there's anything in them that is a problem if it isn't fully cooked. Would you normally sort of like brown them, or would you just let them steam like this? Again, not a normal northerner. Dumplings were never really part of our family. No, there's nothing else, is there? No. Dumplings. Oven to get. Okay, so I might, I might sort of pop them in the oven. Just supposed to be steamed, right? Thank you, Diane. At least somebody knows what they're doing. Thank you, Diane. I suppose if for photographic purposes, we may just pop them in the Ninja for a few minutes just to sort of brown them off. Right.
Oh yeah, Susan, no steam only.
No, steam only. Right, okay. So it's just Gemma then who's wrong. Nice cuppa. Anyway, how's everybody's week been? I mean, what day are we on? It's been a weird week this week, hasn't it?
Thursday.
Thursday. It's an Essex thing. Browning your dumplings. I'm sure that can be taken a different way. What? You've just had your dinner. Sniffing the air.
What if they were teas for dogs? Do you think they're not get bored and fall for it?
Archie doesn't get bored of that ball. He's had it for 5 years. He still pretends it's brand new.
It is. Get a new one every day. They just look the same.
He's so easily pleased. Coco, on the other hand,
It's 'cause Archie's
she's
first,
never pleased.
Archie's first toy was a plastic ball.
Are you? You're never pleased. Eh? Are you coming into PT then, Sue, in 20 minutes? I don't know what we're doing yet. Should we do some bands? That's Karen pulling out straight away. Karen, how's your shoulder? Sue's coming in. Right. Okay, they definitely have. They've definitely swelled.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I hadn't thought about this. Guess what's happening to the sauce?
It's thickening
It's
up.
thickening up because of the panda. So it's turning into a gravy. Could you see them properly? I mean, I'll give them 5 more minutes. Yeah, I'll give them 5 more minutes because they have sort of risen, broken a little bit at the top, so they've sort of peaked a little bit. But yeah, it's thickening. The sauce is thickening because of the panda in there. Wow. Right. Okay. Let's get some presentation dishes. I reckon this is going to be pretty good for a Wing It Wednesday. Sue, has Ella told you that she's not allowed to do deadlifting for like a couple of days, and she's mortified? You know, Saturday morning is known as deadlift morning.
I might have to bring my squat shoes.
Can you squat then? You're allowed to squat?
I'd be able to do a front squat.
Right, okay.
I just wouldn't want to put. I mean, I wouldn't want to put anything on my back anyway because it feels like I've been punched, which I have.
She's been to physio today.
Or done that work.
Injured herself. I know you're being a good girl by sitting down, but you're still not getting steak with swede and dumplings, all right? Right. Come on, I'm eager now. Anyone watching that's just joined us, it's just all happening in there. I'm just waiting
It's
now.
not normally this dull.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, please feel free to ask questions like what's in the pan. And I can explain the whole thing process again. What are you laughing at?
I just farted.
Oh, she did. Such an easy dish to do as well. It is being recorded.
Well, I'm not recording this part.
Well, you're not recording this bit. No. But we can make a recipe from this, can't we?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So, are you keeping it warm while we PT? Yes. Well, sort of. I'll separate it out so I can leave Louis' portion. I'll eat it afterwards. Yeah. I'm not hungry at the moment, so I'll have it afterwards. No, Coco is the worst one of the two. So
Archie had the broccoli.
oh, okay, I
smell
suppose.
over the weekend.
Yeah, they rarely create smells, but they had some chicken stew last week, didn't you? Right. Okay. Are we good to go?
I don't think it's been 5 minutes, but
It's been close. It's been close. They've definitely risen. All right. So let's get the camera angle right. There you go. So you can see they've definitely sort of grown up, almost like twice their size. So what I want to do is get some of the veggies out. Are they? Oh, they have properly turned into dumplings. How weird is that?
She's gone to the neighbour for
Yeah.
attention.
For attention, yeah.
They're ignoring me.
So the sauce has gone thick. Is it in the library yet? The sauce has gone thick.
My multitasking brain isn't in today. So.
Because obviously the Panda is very much a thickener. Now I will tuck into one of the dumplings in a second. I'm just gonna get this portioned out. I mean, they're holding up really, really well. I mean, I'm not having to sort of like to be careful around them. They are holding up very, very well. Yeah. I could have got away with more liquid because obviously it's gone very thick now. Now, I suppose for us, it's fine because we're not really massive gravy fans. Neither me or Louis. If you want it to be, want to have more gravy, then really, it's just adding a couple of 100 mils of water when you go to add the dumplings. But that looks fabulous. Right. There we go. So do you want to try and do the, she's just taking so there's YouTube. Hello, YouTube. There's recorded YouTube. All right, we'll just get a little close up of that.
So what I mean
So,
by tripod?
Featherblade steak from Swaledale Butchery. You'll find the link in the. Hang on.
Where is it?
You'll find the link. Hang on, that carrot's annoying me.
It's a Swede.
A Swede. There you go. So the Featherblade steak from Swaledale. There you go. Let's get it back out again. It's being cooked for about, let's say, 50 minutes in total. Yeah, so I seared it first, and then it's been sitting on a medium heat for pretty much the rest of the time. So it's still got quite a lot of, what would you call it? Sort of bite to it. It's not falling like a braised steak. If you cooked it for a couple of hours, it obviously is fully cooked all the way through. Wow, I'm super impressed by the dumplings because they have properly held up. They're not trying to fall apart. Wow. Wow, that steak is beautiful. Just melts. Right. Okay, dumpling. Oh my God. It works. On the very rare occasions I've had dumplings, that is a dumpling. Wow. So to make 6 Panda dumplings, 50 grams of Panda flour, 50 grams of butter, and about 100 mils of water. Bit of baking powder, 10 grams. Seasoning, I added fresh parsley into it, and they took 10-15 minutes to cook on the top of the pan.
I need to get out in the sun.
You what?
I need to get out in the sun and see my hand in the frame.
Seriously, that is really, really good. We'll write that recipe up because the total carbs on this are going to be something like per portion. Oh, blimey. Maybe under 10. I mean, I can't even think of it at the moment, but under 10. The veggies are cooked perfect as well. So, in finely diced, small dice, perfectly cooked in the sort of like the 30 minutes that were in there. Yeah, beautiful. I might actually carry on eating this. It is a low impact, so I don't have to be jumping around. Funny how I said I wasn't hungry, and now I'm eating it. It's like, wow, this is really good. However, we'll end the live there because you don't really want to see me eat. It feels weird that it's not a bank holiday weekend this weekend. Is it just something normal?
We've got Q&A tomorrow.
Oh, we have, haven't we?
And Gemma is live on Sunday making Greek.
Something Greek, apparently. Gyros, whatever it is. Gemma's live on Sunday.
That thing. Like a Greek burrito.
Oh, okay, like a Greek burrito. Right, anyway, thank you very much. See some of you in 9 minutes. I'd have eaten this by the time we get there. But otherwise, see you next week. Oh no, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, 6:30. You going to end it?
Mm-hmm.